One of the most heated discussions in contemporary tennis has just been sparked by Patrick Maragdaglu and Rafael Nadal's, and Boris Becker's responses just served to intensify it. Maragdaglu recently asserted that Jannik and Carlos Alcaraz are already playing tennis at a better level than the renowned Big Three in a statement that swiftly went viral on social media.
For those who think that Djokovic beating Sinner in the semifinal of the Australian Open means that the Big Three is playing better tennis than Alcaraz and Sinner, this is a very short view. First of all, you take one match and you make a rule out of it. Just remember that Sinner had won the 5 previous matches they played against each other. Just one match will not make me change my mind about what I've seen for the last 2-3 years. Jannik moves faster, hits harder, takes the ball earlier, and serves better than Novak. But Novak is the strongest mental in tennis in the history, and that's what made the difference. That's what made his whole career. Sinner won 12 more points throughout the whole match than Novak, but he lost because Novak won the big ones, the ones that counted the most. Novak is not a better tennis player than Sinner, but he's the biggest competitor in the history, and he was better than Jannik Sinner on that match.
According to Maragdaglu, the top players of today have improved in terms of their speed, intensity, physicality, and general level of competitiveness, exceeded the things that we've seen during the most successful years of the sport's finest period. While it is possible that Novak Djokovic will continue to win significant matches, including recent victory over Maragdaglu stated that the results of individual matches do not impact the overall picture. From his perspective, tennis has progressed, and Alcaraz and Sinner have established a new benchmark for the sport. Increased athleticism, faster rallies, heavier shots, and unrelenting pressure from the baseline are all characteristics of this team. He noted that comparing awards on their own is a pointless endeavor because the game itself has undergone different changes. As was to be expected, that interpretation was not well received by anyone, and Boris Becker was of particular disapproval. The former world number 1 and 6-time Grand Slam champion responded directly to Maragdaglu on social media, making it abundantly plain that he does not agree with everything that Maragdaglu has said. According to what Becker wrote, Maragdaglu is the only person who has this opinion, and he is vehemently defending the legacy of the Big Three. When it comes to Becker, domination over time is more important than peak quality, because Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic did not simply play excellent tennis. They dominating the sport for nearly 2 decades. Then came the most talked about reaction of all. Rafael Nadal, normally mute in online debates, momentarily reacted to Maragdaglu's comments with laughing emojis. The response instantly attracted notice as fans perceived it as Nadal openly mocking the claim that today's players are already better than the classics. However, within minutes, Nadal deleted the comment. That erasure merely added fuel to the fire, prompting fans to speculate whether Nadal reconsidered or simply decided not to get drawn into the debate. This discussion is happening at an interesting point in tennis history. Carlos Alcaraz has just won the Australian Open, establishing his status as the face of the next generation, while Jannik Sinner continues to challenge and beat the very best on the grandest stages. Their level is undeniable, and many fans think that the modern game is faster and more physically demanding than ever before. At the same time, the Big Three didn't just dominate. They characterized an age. Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic pushed each other to unparalleled heights, winning an unprecedented amount of Grand Slams and maintaining elite consistency year after year. For many, that longevity and mental tenacity trump any argument about pure playing skill. So, the question remains, is Maragdaglu true that Alcaraz and are already better than the Big Three ever were? Or is this just recency bias caused by the excitement of a new generation? Is tennis evolving beyond its legends? Or are we still underestimating what Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic genuinely achieved? Andy Roddick has different opinions.
Simply has just walked into the conversation with the best of all time. There's only so many people on earth that can walk around and say to any Grand Slam venue and be like, oh, I won here too. The youngest to have ever done it by a couple of years, edging out Rafa. And then after Rafa, it jumps too. It's not as if there's like Rafa and then there's like 3 people close like within a year. How lucky is tennis that after the Big Three, Big Four, you have this guy whose game you can't take your eyes off of.
And he becomes the first man in the Open era to win each slam in his first finals appearance, joining the only other person on the planet to do it, which is won Serena Williams. All of those achievements are so easy for any sports fan to understand. And doing it before 23 years old is insane.
I'd won all of the things before Rafa, Roger, Novak, Borg. I don't know that we had to have a crystal ball to know what Novak had to do. It's kind of what we said. He came out, he was going massive. Like, he was not leaving anything in the tank. I think he knew that cat and mouse with Carlos, where if we're taking pace off him deflating, it's just hard because when you give Carlos more time, you're also giving him more options. Then he has time, then he brings in drop shots, then he brings in the mix of pace, which Carlos did off the return. He had to serve and volley, he had to disrupt, he had to try to pin Carlos in that forehand corner to get to the backhand corner. I think tactically, I think Novak did what he wanted to, but it's strange because now we're in that shift where one person in this matchup has to up the risk, and it's exactly what Novak and Rafa and Roger did to the rest of us normies for all of those years. And it's like, okay, you can do it for a set, but can you do it for 4 sets? The greats always make you up your risk profile. At 38 years old, are the options more narrow in a match for Novak? Absolutely. In order to win one of these matches against the Sinners and the Alcaraz, you need to win the clutch points more often. Against Sinner was 2 of 18 on break points. That manifests in a 6-4 in the 5th win for Novak. Just a masterclass in getting through, fighting, clawing, situational tennis, timing his advances at the highest levels of the highest matches. If someone's converting break points at like even close to a 40% clip, they're most likely going to win. On this specific day, because I can see all you guys going, he's 24, how dare you call it an upset? Right now, on this specific day, that would have been an upset. And that's okay to say. I think Carlos was the favorite going into this match. On this day, he had to come out and win that first set and kind of get inside of Carlos a little bit. Listen, I know you've done it 24 times, but at least up until this match, I've done it 6 times in a pretty short amount of time. Like, he's getting to that point where he is going to get settled. He hasn't really seen much. He knew that he had maybe more options, more different pathways to victory, where I think the pathway was a little bit narrower for Novak strategically. Carlos has now entered that conversation where you have to do something extraordinary for a very long time. It's tough to get on top of him. Credit to Novak, man. I'm in a rush to see him play it. French Open, I think, is difficult at this point. Like, you need your body more and you need to be able to play defense. But, like, I don't know. The only thing I'm in a rush is to see him try at Wimbledon again. He knows that I'm Novak. I can maybe pull off a miracle. I have that. It lives inside of me, right? These little miracles live inside of me. That's what happened against Sinner. After the U.S. Open last year, he's like, I don't know if I can go through Sinner and Alcaraz back-to-back in 5 sets. He probably still doesn't know that. The depressing part is you take out one and then you got the other one. I mean, that match against Sinner is going to be one of my favorite matches that he's played. This kind of, you don't want to say underdog because that's disrespectful, but like, this moment in time is going to be really appreciated. Like, making the semis of every fucking slam at this age, like, no hiccups, no exceptions. And I know he got a default. Stop. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. This guy's made a whole lot of luck in his career by virtue of being really, really good. Listen, Novak, Roger, Rafa, they set the example to where, Carlos doesn't think impossible exists now.
Let me know what you think in the comments. You agree with Meritoglu, or are Becker and Nadal right to push back? And where do Alcaraz and Sinner truly rank in tennis history right now?